What is shaking, gang? Mr. Jeff here, and today I'm very excited to be starting a new series on drum programming. Now, many of us at home either can't play drums or don't have the ability to record drums in our house. So it only makes sense to do a whole ongoing series about programming drums. So today's just going to be a bit of a basic overview, and there's just a few things I want to go over when it comes to drum libraries themselves, and then we'll hop on my drum kit, and there's a few things I want to cover over there. And everything we're going to talk about today, even though it's basic, is going to be stuff that you're going to want to keep in the back of your brain anytime you're sitting down to program drums. So, moving on to drum libraries. Now there's a boatload of them. Stephen Slate drums, Get Good drums, Superior drums, blah 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 blah. Now when it comes to drum libraries, it doesn't really matter which one you decide to go with. You might even have multiples.
That's what she said.
That's my joke. Damn it, Dwight.
But at the end of the day, the important thing, no matter which one you're using, is to know it inside and out.
That's what she said!
Every drum library is going to have its strengths and its weaknesses. So the more you know where your particular drum library does well and where it kind of falls apart, the easier your life is going to be. Now, when it comes to programming itself, I see videos, and a lot of people, at least from what I see, seem to be programming the drums just by sitting there clicking a mouse and penciling everything in. Which is A, no, B, no, C, extra no. When you need to program drums, your best bet is going to be like a MIDI controller. It doesn't even have to be anything expensive, or a pad controller. It's going to make your life easier. It's going to be faster to do. If you're playing drum parts out on a keyboard, each hit you make isn't going to be the exact same velocity, whereas if you pencil everything in, it's all just going to be one velocity. So even on a keyboard or a pad controller, there's going to be some dynamic in your playing. Which brings us to velocities. Now, when you're trying to get your drums to sound realistic, velocities play a super important role. And the last thing you want to do is have all the velocities blasted up to 127.
127! Bad!
Every drummer is going to have some type of dynamics in their playing. Doesn't matter if they're playing jazz or metal. There's going to be some dynamics in there, and not every hit is going to be exactly the same. So depending on their music that you're working on, you can leave the velocities in more of a dynamic range, or you can rein them in a little bit. Now, the last thing that can help you program better drums is actually getting inside the head of a drummer. Even if you don't play, the more you can understand about drums, how drummers play, and the mechanics behind all of it, the more realistic parts you'll be able to program. And this is something that we definitely want to get right, because drums can make or break a song. So with that all said, let's go hop on the drum kit, and there's a few things I want to cover over there. Alright, so over on the kit, there's only a couple of things I want to go over. Now the first one is that drummers only have so many limbs. So with my two arms, I could hit two cymbals at the same time, or I could hit a cymbal and the snare at the same time, but I can't hit two cymbals and the snare at the same time. Same goes for our feet. Our right foot's going to be tied to the kick drum, and our left foot's either going to be tied to a hi-hat pedal or an additional kick drum pedal like this. So that's something you always want to remember when you're trying to program drums. The other thing is the ergonomics of drumming. Where's everything in the kit, and how far can you easily reach? So for instance, if I'm over here and I'm playing a part on the floor toms, yes, I could reach all the way over here and hit the splash cymbal and then fly back over, but it's going to be a lot easier just to hit a cymbal within close range. Same thing if I'm playing something I'm playing on the hi-hats. It's going to be far easier to go for one of these cymbals than to swing all the way over here to grab this cymbal when I've got these ones right here within close range. Same thing goes if you were playing a beat using the hi-hat or the ride and you wanted to come down on a floor tom and a snare. Now I've got one right beside me, so this one's easy to get. Yes, I could get this one, but I've also got to kind of twist my body back in a weird way, so it's not impossible, but if I had to pick between the two, I'm going to favor the closest one. So again, when you're programming your drums, just try to keep the ergonomics and what's within close reach, depending on what the drummer is playing in the back of your head. Alright, so that's about it for today's little introduction. Now again, this is going to be an ongoing series, so I'm hoping to do at least one drum programming video a month, so be sure to check back for those. And other than that, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I just want to thank you all for watching. I've been Mr. Jeff, and I'll see you guys in the next one, so take it easy. Bye!